Okay, welcome to example number 4. I'm going to explain it as I go. I hope you're getting into the pattern of reading what's given and marking it on the picture that's provided, and then going through step by step to give reason to the statements. All right, here we go. Given side RS is congruent to side AT. Side RS is congruent to side AT. These little tick marks show congruence. Okay. Given number 2, side RS is parallel to side TA. RS is parallel to TA. These little arrows that are closed in, little triangles I'm putting on the sides here, represent parallelism. It shows that those two sides are parallel. So not only are they congruent, but they're also parallel. Now, from those two given facts, we should be able to decide, or we should be able to tell that the triangles are congruent and pick out a pair of congruent parts. So let's take a look. Statement 1, side RS is parallel to side TA. That's right here in the given. So that is a given reason. Next, angle TRS, T to R to S up here in the top left corner, angle TRS is congruent to angle ATR in the bottom right corner. All right, that is not a given. That's something that is happening due to this parallelism, okay? I want you to think back into your unit on parallel lines. When you have a set of parallel lines and a transversal, you make all kinds of congruent angles. I'm using congruent because that's what we're being asked to look for here. So here I've just redrawn off to the side a set of parallel lines and a transversal, kind of facing the direction that our picture is facing. And I'm going to put these congruent marks in the same place. It would be top left, bottom right. Now, what kind of position or what kind of relationship has been marked here? Think about that. Remember, we've got our alternate interiors, alternate exteriors, corresponding, consecutive interiors, consecutive exteriors. Well, these two angles are alternate interiors of each other. And we know that when lines are parallel, alternate interior angles are congruent. So that is definitely looping your brain back around to what you learned way back in Unit 3 and pulling it out so that you could reuse it now. So, alternate interior angle, and it's just a little theorem or postulate, alternate interior angles. All right, next, this proof is now asking for the second given piece. So we already used the parallel part. Now we need to write out the congruence part. So side RS is congruent to side AT. Okay, so that was given to us. Next is asking us to be reflective, to use reflexive property. Reflexive property is when we say something is congruent to itself. So I'm looking through this picture. I might even skip down here to statement 5 to try and see what two triangles I'm trying to name congruent. So let's see, we've got angle or triangle ART up here on the right. Needs to be congruent to triangle STR down on the bottom. Okay, so this piece going down the middle is a shared side. It's part of the yellow triangle and part of the orange triangle. That's the piece that's congruent to itself. That's the reflexive piece. It's congruent on the yellow triangle and the orange triangle. So side RT is congruent to itself. All right, here we are at step 5 where the two triangles are congruent. So let's look at it triangle by triangle. Okay, let's look at the orange triangle. Here we have marked two sides and an angle. On the yellow, we also have two sides congruent and an angle. Notice the placement of the angle. Side to angle to side. These two triangles are congruent by SAS. Two sides and the included angle. Now that we've said that the two triangles are congruent, we can say any set of corresponding parts are also congruent. So here we've got side RA and side ST picked out. If these two triangles are congruent, every single piece is congruent to another piece, and that's called the corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Because this is our second example where we've said in one step previous to the end, check out example 4 or step 4 in example 3 over here, and step 5, we said the triangles are congruent, and then there's a congruent set of parts. CPCTC will always follow the congruent triangle statement because we are saying the triangles are congruent, so that means every part in them is congruent. All right, happy studying. My next video will be example number 5.